And now, Introduce Everything proudly presents Cinderella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl bee named Cinderella. She lives with her ugly, mean, wicked wasp stepsisters named Winona, Athena, Simona, and Rona. They made fun of Cinderella and made her do all the chores. Cinderella, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Winona, Athena, and Simona and Rona all together. And then, one day, the queen bee's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, the queen bee, her majesty, is going to throw a ball, a big bug bee ball, with lots of royal jelly and honey. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry her son, Prince Honeybee. But Cinderella is not invited. Her wasp stepsisters are. He's going to marry me, said Winona, the oldest wasp stepsister. No way, Winona, he's going to marry me, said Athena. No to both of you. He's going to marry me, said Pernona. And Rona, the youngest stepsister, said, Sisters, he's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is doing chores and crying and flying so sad. Suddenly, her fairy godmoth arrives to comfort her. There now, Cinderella. What's wrong? To which Cinderella responds, My ugly, mean, wicked wasp stepsisters are at the big bug bee ball and I'm not invited. Even worse, I have lots of chores to be done. Worst of all, I can't marry the queen bee's son, Prince Honeybee. Cinderella's fairy godmother says, I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you. And flaps her wings to do all the chores. But Cinderella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She says, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old acorn. And so Cinderella found a nice round acorn. Cinderella's fairy godmother flaps her wings again to turn the acorn into a toy jet. And then Cinderella's ripped clothes into a gown and crown. I've never seen such a buzzerific gown. To get it out of my 6 glass slippers. Fairy godmoth, thank you so much, says Cinderella as she flies into the jet. Cinderella's fairy godmoth says, Have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back. And so, Cinderella accepts the warning, and just in time, she arrives at the queen bee's hive. Good evening, all. My son, Prince Honeybee, was wondering who he should marry. Isn't that right, son? Said the queen honeybee. To which Prince Honeybee responds, Yes, mother. Prince Honeybee then sees Prince Cinderella. Winona, Athena, Simona, and Rona say, He's walking towards me! But Prince Honeybee is not walking towards any of them. He is walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Honeybee, a royal jelly, flew and danced happily together. But later, Cinderella realizes it's almost midnight, so she flies out of the ball. And she was flying so fast that she lost all 6 of her glass slippers. The next day, the queen bee and Prince Honeybee travel all around the forest, trying to find Cinderella who captured Prince Honeybee's heart and brought the 6 glass slippers that she lost with them. By the time they arrive, Prince Honeybee knocks on the door of the hive where Cinderella, Winona, Athena, Simona, and Pyrona live. But instead of Cinderella, they find Winona, Athena, Simona, and Pyrona. Hello, Prince Honeybee. Can I get you royal jelly? Winona said. Hello. Well, hello, Prince Honeybee. Can I give you a lump of sugar to chew on? Athena said. Hello, Prince Honeybee. Can I give you a glass of bug juice? Said Prinona and Simona. To which Prince Honeybee says, no thank you, wasps. But my mother and I, the queen bee and I have a favor to ask. Can you try on these glass slippers? Winona is first, but her feet are too big. Athena is next, but her feet are too small. Nonsense! It fits! She said. Simona and Pyrona did the same thing. But none of their feet are the right size. Don't fit either. Suddenly, the queen bee and Prince Honeybee noticed Cinderella's buzzing. Prince Honeybee, is that you? Cinderella hollered excitedly. Cinderella, my dear daughter-in-law, we found you. Will you marry Prince Honeybee? To which Cinderella says, yes! Overjoyed. And the 6 glass slippers fit. And Cinderella, Prince Honeybee, and the queen bee lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything, and buy our merchandise at introduceeverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Introduce Everything proudly presents Cinderella, based on the story of Cinderella. Once upon a time, there lived a young girl named Cinderella. Cinderella had 5 ugly, mean stepsisters named Tasha, Hannah, Rena, and the twins Ellie and Emmy. Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, and Esme made Cinderella do all the chores. Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, and Emmy all together. One day, the king of Tripleville's messenger said, Hear ye, the king of Tripleville is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Stripling. But Cinderella is not welcome. Her stepsisters are... Tasha said, He's going to marry me. Hannah said, No way, Tasha. He's going to marry me. Rena said, Both of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Ellie said, All 3 of you are wrong. He's going to marry me. Emmy said, Are you kidding, sister? He's going to marry me. Later, Cinderella is so sad because she cannot go to the ball. Suddenly, Cinderella's fairy godmother asks what's wrong. Why are you crying, Cinderella? She asks. Cinderella responds, I can't go to the ball and marry Prince Stripling. The fairy godmother said, I can help with a bit of magic. She waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word. Triply, trappily, triply, true. And then Cinderella's chores are all done, but the fairy godmother said, She's not done. She then said, Cinderella, go fetch me a good old pumpkin. Luckily, Cinderella has 3 pumpkins. The fairy godmother waved her magic wand and chanted the magic word, Triply, trappily, troppily, true. And then the 3 pumpkins turned into a handsome coach drawn by 6 strong horses. And then Cinderella's do-rag and red dress turned into a gown and crown. Cinderella said, "I've never seen such a triple-tastic crown and gown. And get a load of my glass slippers." The fairy godmother said, "Have fun, Cinderella, but I would warn you. Return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken." Cinderella accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Trembling was wondering who he should marry. Tasha, Hannah, Rena, Ellie, and Emmy say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. But he's walking towards Cinderella. Cinderella and Prince Tripling dance together. But later, Cinderella realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she's running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Tripling was so worried. He afraid that he might never see Cinderella again. So he traveled around Triplefell to find her and brought the tiny glass slipper with him. He knocked on the door of the house where Cinderella and her ugly, mean stepsisters lived. "Ladies, I have a favor to ask. Can you try on this glass slipper?" Tasha first. Hannah second. Rena third, and the twins last, but none of their feet fit. Suddenly, Prince Tripling noticed Cinderella singing. She exclaimed, "Prince Tripling, is that you?" Prince Tripling said, "Of course it's me." Cinderella gets so excited because she's happy to have Prince Tripling back. And he doesn't need to put on the glass slipper back on Cinderella's foot because it's so uncomfortable. And they both live happily ever after. The end.